Yo, what is going on, guys? This is your boy LT Lego Tune. I'm bringing you another video today. This one's going to be taken from my live stream again. So sorry for not the best quality, but I think it will be alright. Yeah, so today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I want to tell you guys how I got hit by a deer just randomly driving, okay? So it's going to be a funny story. I'll give you a little bit of backstory leading up to what happened. So if you guys know, I was born in Kentucky, moved to Texas when I was real young. And then my grandpa got sick. And so I moved up there to help him, and I lived up there for about a year and a couple months. A year and 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I lived there for about a year and 3 or 4 months. Alright, so I moved up there, got a job. I was a manager at Wendy's up there, and it was fantastic. I made great money, so I bought me this new car. Well, it wasn't new, it was older. It was a 89 Toyota Camry. It only had 60,000 miles on it, so it was basically not even broke in yet, so it was a nice car for me. You know, to just get around it, and basically to get to work, you know, do stuff for my grandpa and things like that. So I moved up there. I lived with my grandpa for about 6 or 7 months. Then I moved out, got my own place, had my own car, was streaming and uploading just like I'm doing now, and then all that good stuff like that. So, anyways, a little bit later down on the road, my mom's ended up. My mom's, damn, I sound like a black person. My mom, shout out name butts. My mom was starting to go through a lot with the family, and she needed more help. And I couldn't just up and leave because, you know, I had a good job. I had had my own place and things like that, and I had to finish out my lease at the apartment that I was at. So, you know, I said, okay, once I finish this lease, I'll see what I can do to help my mom out. So, you know, to cut it a little bit shorter, I ended up coming back to Texas. I've been here now for 4 months. I had to help my mom out, moved in with her, try to help her out with things and all that good stuff like that. Okay, so I drove down here. All right, I drove in my car that I bought. I drove down here. It's about a 1,200 mile drive, right? So I've driven it many times before. That was the point. So I was in Kentucky. They have deer everywhere up there, dude. Like, cause where I lived at was kind of like the mountains and stuff like that. A lot of like back roads and woods and stuff. So there's always deer. We'd always see deer in the middle of the road, have to stop and all that stuff. I lived up there for a year and a half. All right, take this in mind. About a year and a half, year and 6 months, a year and a half. I lived up there. Never once came close to hitting a deer. Never once, you know, had to, you know, slam on my brakes, do anything like that. Even in, you know, 4 inches of snow trying to drive home from work, I never even had to, you know, I had, you know, more trouble with the snow than I did deer up there, right? So, anyways, I get my stuff, I start packing it together, packing up my stuff. I just finished out my lease. I had, you know, 2 days left, so I was going to go ahead and leave. Everything was already cleaned out and all that good stuff like that. So I start moving on, get all my stuff in my car, you know, my computer, all my gaming stuff, all my clothes, all my valuables and things like that. Get it in the car, pack it up, and I drove to my grandpa's house. My grandpa's house was probably about 30 minutes away. Drove to my grandpa's house, right? And that's where, because when I had my own place, I lived in the city. But I just fell off the map right here, scoring a goal. So my grandpa lived back in the woods, like sticks, a whole bunch of hills and stuff like that. So it took me 30 minutes to get there. So I drove all the way to my grandpa's house, and on the way to his house, there's, like I said, that's where you see most of the deer and stuff like that. So I drove there, got there, said, you know, goodbyes to my grandpa and my sister and my brother-in-law. You know, hung out with them for a little while, ate something before I left. I slept for like an hour or so, just because I just got off work. So I got there and all that stuff. So leaving from my grandpa's house, this is where the story begins. Leaving from my grandpa's house, I start out leaving. Everything's fine. I feel kind of weird. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like, you know, maybe I shouldn't leave so soon or something like that. That's just the way I was feeling in my head, right? But then I thought about it. I was like, nah, maybe I'm just nervous because I hadn't seen my family. You know, my mom, my dad, my sisters, you know, my niece. I hadn't seen them in over a year and a half. Maybe I'm just nervous, you know. I'm just nervous, yeah, put it off. So I started driving about 10 minutes on the road, finally going out of the sticks, right? Finally getting to civilization. About 15 minutes later, started getting into city limits. And I was driving like I normally would for the past year and a half down there. Wasn't speeding, wasn't anything. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see a deer jump out of the ditch, slam into the side of my car, right? Where, like, my driver's side tire is, like, didn't hit the door, but, like, a little bit of the headlight in the fender. I just seen him and then I just, like, everything went slow-mo for a second, right? And the deer goes flying. I can see it go flying over the other car in the lane. And I just kind of like, I didn't slam on brakes. I kind of just slowed down, pulled over to the side, right? Got out, and I looked at my car and was like, yo, like, you know, what just happened here? Like, did I really just fucking get hit by a deer? And it took me a minute to fumble it in my head, like, wow, okay. So anyways, I go to look for the deer, like, okay, you know, I need to get out of the road, you know, call the right people and get this taken care of, and it was gone. It was just vanished. I looked everywhere. I looked for at least 30 minutes for this damn deer that hit my car, right? It was gone. I could see blood. I could see the blood trail on the grass, but the deer was completely gone. Like, I have no idea where it went, right? And then the car, you know, people got out in the car, like, yo, you alright? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, I can't find the deer. And, you know, some people said it probably just ran off because it was, like, stunned. It might have died or something. So, you know, I called and well, I called my sister, and she called. Whoever she called, just let them know that if there's a dead deer anywhere, blah, blah, blah. Filed a police report and all that shit. That took about an hour, maybe 2. So, still my insurance will pay for the damage. So, I go on, right? I stop at the store. I stop at, where did I stop at? I stop at O'Reilly's, right? I stop at O'Reilly's, and I was like, yo, I need a new headlight. My headlight's busted. I can't drive with it. You know, if it starts raining, I can't turn on my headlights because if water gets to the headlights, it's just going to fuck it, right? So, I was like, oh, you know, it would take 4 days. Like, I don't have 4 days. I'm leaving now. You know what I'm saying? And so, then again, I just started thinking back, like, dude, maybe this is a sign not to leave, you know? But then again, I thought it another way is like, my mom needs my help. You know, she's in a bad place right now, and blah blah blah. My grandpa's recovered from losing my grandma and all that stuff like that. So moving on, I'm just like, okay, let me try AutoZone. So I go to AutoZone. They didn't have a headlight, so I went to the junkyard, and this is kind of earlier during the day. So I go on to the junkyard. They have a headlight, but it wouldn't fit because it was for a newer model. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll put some clear tape over it. I'll be fine. So this is about by this time it's probably like 3 in the afternoon, 4. All right. So I start on my journey all the way to Texas, 1200 mile drive. I start down here, and then I was like, I checked the weather and everything because, like I said, I couldn't use my headlight because it fucking was busted from the deer. I mean, the headlight itself worked, but just the outside of it was broken. So, I start driving down here, and I get all the way through Tennessee, Arkansas, halfway through Louisiana, it starts just pouring on me, right? So I have to stop. I'm not saying right a lot, I don't know why, but oh well, forget it. So I have to stop, and I stop at a rest area in Louisiana, and I'm halfway through it, so I'm almost home, right? I'm almost to Texas. And it just starts pouring down rain, and I couldn't use my headlight. And then this whole ride I just kept thinking back, like, maybe this is a sign that I shouldn't have come right now, but I know I need to come down here. But I mean, long story short, I know I've been blabbing about this, but it's crazy how things like that happen, you know. But basically it happened, and I'm here, and I made it safe, and you know, I'm uploading videos for you guys. But yeah, that's the story of how I got hit by a deer. I didn't hit the deer. The deer hit me. Just to clarify that. I was already past, like, I didn't hit him in the front. I didn't have to slam on brakes. He literally jumped into my hood. Basically, he was coming out of the field and just jumped into my hood and just, like, threw me for a daze for a second. I was just like, did that really just fucking happen? Like, what? Yeah. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that story when I got hit by a deer. And the gameplay in the background is just an uplit gameplay. Like I said, I dropped a lot of kills in this gameplay. It was a clan war thing, so it was in public match. But hey, you know, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. We ended up winning this 12-8. I believe it comes down to clutch. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys listen to some temporary music and finish out this video. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your good day, and everyone else have a fantastic night and day wherever you're at in the world. And as always, this has been your boy LT or Lego Tune, and I will see you guys later.